I'm losing myself, and
I'm losing myself.
all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
You have just got something against buckets. I'm leaving this place.
Going to erase
Goodbye.
all buckets from the game entirely.
Well, we
Okay,
know where that
we
leads
go.
you. Right back to me. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Well, I did that the very first time I booted up the game, so why am I getting this slider again? Please adjust the slider until the dog and the cat are friends. This entity was talking about getting more sliders, wasn't he? Aww. Aww. Yeah, that is adorable. Yup. I fully agree, we definitely need more sliders in our lives. Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes the number 9. Well, apparently there's more than just numbers. Technically that's number 9. Is there an... Yeah, there is also that. You know what? It's about the number 9, not the word 9, which means I'm going for the Romal number 9. There we go. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Well, when do you truly stop adjusting a slider? Until you're happy with where it truly is positions? I mean, any position is actually a pretty good position, so I would say let's go for around 80-ish%. Will be good enough. Which of the two made-up words below is most appealing to you? Occuboinkle or scrumptush? I'm gonna say I'm more leaning towards occuboinkle. I have no clue what it means, but scrumptush. I mean, I know the word scrumptious, but scrumptush is like, yeah. Occuboinkle is more appealing. Please don't just... But what if I want to adjust it? Although you are saying please, so... I guess some sliders should just not be adjusted. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes, of course. How couldn't I know? And that wasn't a slider. Is the time that is the time that it is right now the correct time? I mean, for me it is. I'm not sure for you, but for me it surely is. What is time anyway? Good question. I think yes. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Oh, you have no idea. There's so much stuff that you just can't figure out through mere sliders. Like, even sliders themselves, they might show you more in the direction of where someone is leaning, but other than that, you definitely need more than just sliders to get answers. How do I help you? Are you stuck? What are you even? You're not the narrator, as we discussed previously, but... Can I help you? Will you come back to this? I mean... Eventually. Surely. I for sure will. Can't promise how often, but... I at least can go back at least one time. Well then. Now I'm really intrigued. What the hell is going on with this settings entity? Anyway, I'm being discombobuled, and things are turning very occuboinkle, whatever the word was. I need my reassurance buckets. And that bucket is never far away. Which means bucket, bucket, bucket,
All
bucket.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Hold on.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where's my... The bucket was here, right?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Where is my bucket? Oh, there... Okay, I'm going insane. I'm going insane from merely being removed for a few minutes from my favorite buckets. I am so sorry. I'm totally not an overly attached boyfriend.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home.
Yes, indeed. And we don't care about the office. You weren't here before. I really feel like I'm going insane at this point in time. And that has nothing to do with me clutching a bucket, that's what. Anyway, yeah, where do we go next? Again, there's so many places to go. Like, okay, we have mostly been busy on the right side right now. I could just go and try and finish every possible ending on the right side, but that feels like just working off a list, so we're gonna go left.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest
Because...
and entered the door on his left.
Oh, Bucket, I have a wonderful place that you need to see. Also, I definitely want to go here because the Figurine Finders Club, or whatever the thing said, there will be a reward for finding them all. How many can we find? Trust the completionist instincts. The fact that that is written in red is... Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. It's about the journey. Weird spinning figurines. Can we sell them? Obviously, but more money if sold together. Surely, I mean, a full set definitely sells for a whole lot more. Do we need contracts for them? Potential liability. No disclosure agreement. Bonus? Stuff? What we know, what we don't yet know, what we forgot. That, what we forgot part certainly needs to be bigger. Saw one in the cargo room. I found that one. Employee 421 building a bridge. That was a very rickety bridge. What do they want? Our data? Stock options? Money? They definitely want money. Should we make them what? I have no clue what that says. We should make them interns, surely. Artist rendering. Employee 003. Good job. Why do they look like employee 427? I don't know. They were made without my permission. That's what. Our quarterly success. Why floating? With magnets? So many questions. But if my co-workers were after all these figurines before they magically and mysteriously vanished, what else did they learn? Source of levitation? Maybe the base could be the source of levitation. Difficult and findings. Maybe we are the collectibles. Shut the frick up. To whom it may concern, I managed to pick up sounds unusual to our regular office ambience or local audio sources using an array of cardioid microphones, also known as directional mics, a microphone which picks up sound from a particular area. Analysis of the recordings allows me to triangulate the source of the strange noise. Data shows that in all likelihood it's coming from a dark area behind a very warm place. I also picked up what looks to be reverberance of a porcelain surface. Anyone have any leads on this? Wouldn't you like to know? Yeah, for sure. Okay, so porcelain surface makes me think possibly bathroom? Like, we know there's the toilet near the boss's office, and from a dark place behind a very warm place. That would also point towards the boss's office. We definitely need to go and visit the boss's office at some point in time. Why was a photo of that made while it's still there? I mean, apparently they found employee 003's drawing that good that they had to put it onto the whiteboard. Where are they? Please, do not leave the office before reporting back on any new findings. Teamwork and communication are of great importance during this unprecedented time of investigation. Thank you. Help. I'm a post-it. No! I can't help you. I'm already trying to help a settings entity. Clues. myclue.jpg. Everything is just taking over everything. There will be a reward for finding them all, which is lies. Who are you? 66 lol. Come on. There will be cleaning of this wall required. Yeah, this is just vandalism. Pure vandalism. Stop kidding yourselves. I want them so much. And I want to go home. Well then. Looks like 4 to 7. Well, you're not making me look that flattering with that drawing. 5. There be. Just take it from me. No, there are definitely 6. Although they could... Oh. They could never find number 6. Because number 6 is where it all started. A sequel exhibit. Which we found. But how did they cross that one off? Okay, large room, lots of boxes. We have found that one. Stairs. Something to do with stairs. There are stairs going down from the boss's office. Are there stairs elsewhere? Probably like stairs in the with freedom and the countdown ending, like the base endings possibly. Somewhere both red and blue. I can't take the bucket there. The red door, the blue door. Nearby a fireplace. Place warm with darkness. And a private but smelly place for an... I can't believe that I'm actually getting number 5 and 6 from that piece of paper. Okay, I think I might know where all of them are then. Is this some kind of game? Yeah, there must be a point to this. The point is the journey. Warehouse access plan. Produce one plank to allow ease of access past the fence. That worked quite well. Construct a bridge to allow collection of shiny floats. Retrieve Chris's remains from the warehouse floor. Oh my god. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Yes. I mean, how did you even think that that would even remotely work? I don't even know how it worked in the first place, but... Poor Chris. Poor Chris. Either way, I now just gotta remember where I need to go. Where do I even want to go? Because all I know is that is where I want to go. Buckets? May I introduce you? The broom closet.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket.
No, it's mine.
You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy.
It's my bucket broom closet.
This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
I had it first.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
Maybe get your own buckets.
Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
I will not let go of my friend.
It must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend.
You understand me.
Can't hand it over. Oh no.
No.
Getting into name-calling now, it seems.
What?
Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket?
What have you got against me?
I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons.
Well, I understand now.
I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient?
Well, I don't know.
Your life is so banal and meaningless
that
you
is
feel
probably
the
true.
same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner?
Nah.
Well, I'd never.
If this was a stapler, I wouldn't love it as much.
Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Yes.
Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together.
Yeah, we figured out what is and
Go through each
isn't
of
a
them
bucket.
point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket.
Was I meant to keep a journal?
Changed and evolved over the years.
Well,
Let them have it.
I haven't known the buckets that long, but for the little time that I have known the bucket, we have gone on amazing adventures already. I mean, we went down the infinite hole.
I think will help settle this debate once and for all.
Which would be?
Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate. No more discussion.
This is my bucket.
Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Yes, my buckets.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate.
What sticker?
You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket.
This is
That way,
bucketception.
if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Do we need to go back to figuring out what is and isn't a bucket?
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment.
Maybe
And
if
to
he
be
opens
honest,
up his mouth.
I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
But, bye, narrator. Alright, broom closet, just between you and me. It's mine. You can have the wrench. I'll take the bucket. Oh, God.
Coming to a staircase,
Okay,
Stanley
so
and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
2 Stanley figurines all the way at the top of the staircase. 1 possibly down the staircase? That was one of the clues, right? Near stairs. It's worth a shot. And if there's no figurine, well, tough luck for us. That wasn't red light before, right? Hello, figurine. Bucket, we are in exactly the right place.
Another
Yoink.
miniature Stanley figurine.
Whoa.
This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs. What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if Stanlerine actually works. I'll just call them Stanley figurines. Doesn't need to be snappy. Either way, what the hell was this ending again? It's the one where we start
Stanley
floating.
just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Possibly.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then, something occurred to Stanley.
We are already crazy.
Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy.
We are holding a bucket.
He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket.
Of
The
course
bucket
not.
returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these.
Then why aren't you
He
now?
held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort.
Wait, did someone
And
steal
that's
my
when
bucket?
Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket.
The broom
It's just
closet
a
stole my
normal,
bucket.
everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps.
The broom
How did I
closet.
end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would
Wait,
come
what?
from this.
Where's my bucket?
Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience
bucket?
without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground.
Oh no, not again, not again, not again. Yeah,
He
ooh,
exclaimed,
gracious
"Without
indeed.
my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it." Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Buckets?
Stanley! Stanley, it's me!
I'm coming,
The
buckets!
bucket.
I'm
Could
coming!
it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket
Oh my.
after the next. None of them
Nope,
were his.
nope, nope.
None of them were his special bucket.
No, none of them.
Come to me, Stanley! Find me!
Just keep
He
calling.
had to find the bucket. He
There's a
had to
bucket
return
inside
to
of
his
a
old
bucket.
friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from.
From inside me?
The real bucket was inside of him.
Is this
all
a
along.
chest buckets?
It was incredibly painful.
Oh no.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Oh no.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh god. Always Mariella again. Does she have my
Mariella
buckets?
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was.
He liked the buckets.
This man had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be, Mariella thought, and she hugged her own bucket even tighter. But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself, my life kicks ass.
Never
And
let
she
go,
backpacked
Mariella.
all the way to work.
She what now? It's so simple. Just so simple yet so bloody brilliant. Again, this game is awesome. I love it. Every second of
All of
it.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Buckets, how could you possibly leave me? Also, you're gonna keep the stickers?
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly.
Oh,
Not
God.
with the bucket around.
Okay, now I do wonder, do we get even more stickers if we enter the broom closet? What happens if we keep entering the broom closet over and over? Oh, God. Okay,
Stanley
going
clutched
to our
the bucket
left,
tightly to his chest,
and we enter the
entered
door
the
on our
his
left. Alright, we definitely need to find... Oh, actually we're going in order. We're not going to go for number 4, so... Closest would be... We could go for figurine 6 and 5 at the same time. We are gonna go to our... we are gonna go towards our boss's office, but not before... I'm once again telling you, broom closet, this is my bucket. You can't just blink this bucket out of existence. You can't switch a room my bucket with one of your fake buckets.
Stanley, we must move on from this
No,
broom
no.
closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
You what?
If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
Yes.
But alas, no stickers.
Well, that's disappointment. Fine. If you truly say there's no more stickers, then fine. Well, Bucket, you already
Coming to a
look
staircase,
beautiful.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
And what will we find there? Oh no, the Bucket. Do you need to go to the toilet? Good. Nice of you to tell me. We need you. Also, yeah, this changes. I got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's a lovely purse. I want you.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Well, Figgly sounds adorable, but... Stanlerine sounds so awkward. If you truly want to have the name be snappier, I'm gonna say Figgly. But, we can have them be normal as well. Stanley figurines works just as well for me. Either way, Bucket, have you met my boss? He's not in today, but...
In his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
See,
Even now,
Bucket,
in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's
you are
warmth
irreplaceable.
and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this
Until the
point,
moment, we are
Stanley was so
inseparable.
absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's
Nope,
desk.
didn't notice it at all.
Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
We're gonna have to go through this room again. For sure, we just press 2845 quickly. No, we are not pressing that. No, Bucket, you are so bloody
Stanley
amazing.
just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the
Exactly.
device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
Does it change in any way now that we hold the buckets? It's a small little tidbit that makes you want to know. Also, did I just move up?
2845.
Yes! Haha! I can stand on top of the couch and the boss won't tell me off. See, Bucket, this is what life truly is. Freedom. Which we will find soon enough, but...
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency
alright, that's
override
just the
kicked
same.
in,
That's fine.
and the door just opened all
Anyway,
by itself,
behind
and
a
Stanley
warm
got the hell
place.
along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
And we will definitely have to check every single corner. Hello. Nothing back there? Nope. Well, Figley, you're mine.
You're getting close now, Stanley.
One
You've
more.
Really gotten all of the Figler Anmarines.
The what- the what now?
You'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler Anmarines. None of us can.
Just name them Figleys. And technically, if I were to reset the entire game completely, remove all my save data, we could go back to collecting them all. No, that would be a little bit too much effort. No. Bucket. We're just gonna go down. We can also go down and up and down and up and down and up. There's so much to do with you. And I'm gonna enjoy every second of it. Either way, there's some strange business going on in this office and
The
facility,
elevator
and
raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
we need to get out of here.
It would be all
That's what.
Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
How did we ever do this without you, Buckets? How? I mean,
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
if we were here without the bucket, we would go screaming mad and try to escape, but we can't have that. I thought for a moment I just saw something, but no. We need to figure out what's going on, Bucket. Oh, and we can also jump. There's so much stuff that we can do still, or redo, and... Let there be the lights.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
I kind of want to fall down. Now, let's explore the base ending first. This place in general. Sure, this is the center of the story, basically. The prime catalyst of it all, but at the same time, that already brings you to 3-4 different stories in total. And of course, a little walkway up there. We need to visit the line.
The monitors jumped
But for
to
now,
life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
still only 2 people
Everyone in the
fired.
office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears.
Now-
Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
Bucket, you are my reassurance Bucket, but I can be your reassurance Stanley. Together, we make it through this. This terrifying time of screens, and maybe you are on one of them. Are you being mind controlled? Oh, we can't have that, can we? No, we need to leave this place, Bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's
It can't
influence
be.
as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do?
We can't let our friends
What
go
things
through that.
Does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
But we better not find out. We need to get you out of here, Bucket. We need to get you out of here.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. his one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Just gotta do this together,
But here
buckets.
was the proof.
Together.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content.
Does the bucket have emotions?
Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Or a
For
bucket
he
life.
and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good.
Only we
Two
hold that
best
power.
friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
A story for
They
the ages.
high-fived in a really cool way.
Woo!
And the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
As long as you don't become part of the system unknowingly. Let's do this, buckets. Let's switch this entire thing off. Like, yeah, we don't turn it on, but that's for the
When
future.
at last they came to the source of the room's power, Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
This is a small step for Stanley kind, and a big leap for buckets.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
It has to be.
Yes, they had done it.
Buckets.
Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy.
Meets
freed themselves
freedom.
from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth.
What
Both of
now?
them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end.
What the?
True, it was a simple life they envisioned.
I
but
guess.
It was one they'd live together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. Wait, what was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
No.
An unbearable silence filled the room.
I want to sneeze in every
lingering
country.
Uncertainty. Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
We can throw the bucket.
Even
We can throw the
facility
bucket.
itself
Throw the bucket.
recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket.
No. No.
Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
Well, that's
To be
something.
trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I?
Surely.
Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
And if we ever die of hunger, well, we'll let the bucket eat us. So, okay. The bucket can't leave? You think so? You think so? Nah. I got better plans.
All of his
I got better
co-workers were
plans.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I've also got a different plan right now, but... Buckets?
The good old bucket.
Yes.
Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
I'm totally not obsessed with the buckets. The thing That thing was not supposed to be here. I was right. I wasn't going mad. Okay, buckets. We're gonna get you out of here. Trust me. Trust me. Well... Can we both get out?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his
We
left.
need to find you an escape pod. And if our previous experiences have told us anything, well, this might take an attempt or two. Anyway, let's give it our best shot. My
Stanley,
bucket.
We must move
My
on
bucket.
from this broom closet.
My
simply because
bucket.
I have no remaining stickers.
Good.
If I did, you can guarantee we be in here. Coming to
All
a
right,
step.
here we go. 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 Where is the trigger? Where's the trigger? Where's the trigger?
Stepping in.
Buckets. First try is meant to be. We have freedom. Or at least you will have freedom, assuming that, well, only one of us can go into the escape pod. There was only one escape pod, so... We'll just have to wait and see. But we're gonna make it out of here. Which means... Take that, building. Take that. Into the darkness we go. You are now leaving. See, buckets? I would never lie to you. No one else has their buckets. It's their loss. The only reason we are still here is because we have each other. All the others didn't have their reassurance bucket with them, and we know how that ends. Once you don't have your reassurance bucket, you die. Bucket, I'm about to sacrifice myself for you. And I'm willing to do that. You are the best bucket out there. Which means... Up and up and up we go. To 760. Let's find that escape pod. Escape pod launch bay. Still completely grimed up. Really doesn't say anything. They really should have cleaned that up. Anyway. There it is. Escape. Either for the both of us. Or just for you. I'm fine with any outcome, Bucket. I'm fine with any outcome. Last time we didn't even get this close. It will be okay, Buckets. We will meet again. Don't you worry. Okay, this is both heartfelt and also kind of creepy. We are obsessed with this bucket. Which means we have to let you go. It will be fine, Buckets. Wait for me. That's all I can ask. And if we will never meet again, I love you.
Call me crazy, but I'm actually starting to like the bucket. Surely that can't be normal. Surely the mind control facility is changing my perception of the bucket. But if it's trying to do that, is it the bucket who's the mastermind?